Stop paying for the cloud storage. Meet the UGREEN NAS DXP4800. Today, we are doing the complete setup guide on how to get this thing up and running quickly. Just a quick note, I bought this NAS entirely with my own money, so this video is not sponsored. If you are anything like me, you have probably spent months scrolling through reviews and debating the cost of private server. Well, the hunt ended for me on Black Friday when the price finally dropped on this UGREEN 4-bay model and I finally grabbed it. Before we dive into the full step-by-step guide, we are going to quickly open the box, confirm what's inside, and go over the key hardware specs. Let's get started with the unboxing. The difference between the DXP4800 versus the DXP4800 Plus is that Plus has a better CPU, Intel Pentium Gold versus Intel N100. It has one 2.5 gigabit Ethernet port and second 10 gigabit port, while non-Plus model has only two 2.5 gigabit Ethernet and RAM is expandable up to 16 GB instead of 64. Also, UGREEN operating system is pre-installed in eMMC storage for regular model, while in Plus you have separate SSD which is 128 GB that you can also upgrade. eMMC storage is soldered on the board and it's not upgradable. So inside the box we have the NAS itself and the black metal mesh that magnetically attached to the back of the NAS where the fans are for the cooling. We have two 2.5 gigabit Ethernet ports, power input, HDMI port, two USB 2.0 ports and one USB 3.2. There is one more little box where we have a user manual, 2-year warranty card, a power adapter, two Ethernet category 7 cables, two thermal pads for NVMe SSDs, and silver metal piece to unlock and lock hard drive base. I'm going to put two 8TB Seagate Ironwood Pro NAS hard drives inside the plastic base. Let's plug this NAS and power it up. The first thing we need to do after our NAS starts is to open the browser and go to find.ugreennas.com and search for our device. But make sure that NAS and your PC is in the same network. For some reason I couldn't find my NAS from the web and I had to download the UGREEN NAS client, which was able to successfully discover my NAS. Let's give it a name. I will call it simply just DXP4800. Click Next, put the name and password. Please note that account name is case sensitive, so when you connect to NAS from your PC or a smartphone, just make sure to take this into consideration. In here we can bind an email address to your device to access it from anywhere. I will skip this because for now I only want to access my files when I'm at home. We can always change this later and enable the remote access. Let's leave only important updates to be installed automatically and press initialize. It will now configure UGREEN operating system and will reboot the system automatically. I went with the DXP4800 because right now I only have 2.5 gigabit switch and to utilize 10 gigabit I also need to upgrade my network hardware. And let's be honest, 10G is not cheap. The second reason is that I feel like I won't be using much of the CPU and RAM because I have separate hardware where I have Proxmox installed, and for intensive workloads like Docker and virtual machines, I plan to use Proxmox. So this NAS will be used mostly for the file storage. Maybe I will also use it as a media server with MB or Plex and might occasionally run one or two Docker containers. So for those use cases, I think DXP4800 should be enough. We already have some updates waiting for us, but first let's configure our storage and create the storage pool from our two 8TB hard drives. Because we have two drives, there is only two RAID options to choose from. The first one is RAID 0, which combines the capacity of both drives into single large volume and significantly increases read and write performance. The total capacity will be the sum of both disks, which will be around 14.5 TB, while fault tolerance will be none. If one drive fails, all the data across the entire array will be lost. However, we will only have a one drive's capacity, which is 7.2 TB. The array can withstand the failure of one drive without any data loss because the remaining drive still has the complete functional copy of all data. And there is the third option, which is not really a true RAID, called JBOD, which means just bunch of disks. Acts as one large non-redundant volume, sequentially filling one disk before moving to the next. It offers neither the speed of RAID 0 nor the safety of RAID 1. If I had two additional drives, so 4 drives in total instead of 2, there would have been other options like RAID 5, RAID 10 or RAID 6. Since I don't have them right now, only sensible choice for me is to go for RAID 1. As for the file system, I will go with ext4, but before clicking next, do make sure that you don't have anything important stored on your disk, because it will be erased. Here we put the password that we used when we created our user and hit confirm. Now this will take a lot of time depending on how big our storage is. For my 8TB drives, I knew it would be a long wait, so I went to bed to have a good night's sleep and just let it run. When I woke up, it still wasn't finished, and in total this process took me between 10 to 12 hours. Now that our storage pool is ready and hopefully we had a good night's sleep, let's test the upload speed and see how our NAS performs. But before we jump in, let's quickly review my network setup. My ISP modem connects me to the internet and is linked to a home Wi-Fi router, which handles traffic and wireless connectivity. That router then connects to a network switch with 2.5 gigabit Ethernet port. Both my UGREEN NAS and my PC are plugged directly into the switch using category 7 cables. In short, the router handles the general traffic, while the switch provides the high-speed 2.5 gigabit connection between the NAS and my personal computer. I have a Windows Virtual Machine folder that is 103 gigabytes in size, and I'm going to upload the entire folder to the UGREEN NAS. Let's also open a timer and task manager to monitor the network statistics. As you can see, it's not quite maxing out my 2.5 gigabit Ethernet, and I think the bottleneck is the hard drive rather than the network. IronWolf Pro drives are rated for sequential write speeds between 200 and 230 megabytes per second, while read speeds are rated around 250 to 280 megabytes per second. As you can see, uploading the 103 gigabyte folder took 8 minutes, resulting in average upload speed of roughly 1.7 gigabits per second. Now I'm going to test the download speed by downloading the same folder that we have uploaded recently. Downloading utilizes the read speed of the NAS drives, and my PC has fast NVMe drives that won't bottleneck the write speed, so it should be faster than uploading. I can improve the upload speed by adding 2 more hard drives in RAID 5 configuration, or I could use SSDs since there are 2 additional NVMe slots inside the UGREEN NAS. But right now, I'm really happy with my setup. Downloading the 103 gigabyte folder took 6 minutes and 33 seconds, about 22% faster than the upload speed. This brings the average download speed to approximately 2.15 gigabits per second. Those numbers indicate that we are utilizing almost 90% of theoretical speed of 2.5 gigabits per second connection. And to be honest, you can never reach to 100% for 2 main reasons. Reason number 1 is protocol overhead. Every packet sent over the internet includes headers, and those headers take up the space but do not count as downloaded data. This consumes about 5 to 10% of your total bandwidth. Second reason is the hardware limitations. Small bottlenecks in CPU processing or the specific network interface controller can easily shave off a bunch of megabytes per second. And that's how 2.5 gigabit network and UGREEN NAS performs in the real world. It's not just about the theoretical speeds, it's about how your drives and your PC actually handle the data. What do you think? Are those speeds enough for your workflow, or are you holding out for 10 gigabit? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you guys in the next one.